Hey, so this is Editing Chelsea, just coming on here to let you know that I just unearthed this footage from a memory card that I just found. So this is taking place in June, by the way. This is a book sale that I went to shortly after ALA that I just found this long-lost footage for. So I hope you guys just enjoy a spontaneous book haul in the middle of the month from 2 months ago. Alright, that is all. Enjoy the footage. Now, there's a book sale that happens in my county every year in June. This book sale runs 3 days long. It starts Friday night for like a couple hours, all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Friday, I forget what the sale prices are. I think it's like $2 hardcovers, $1 paperbacks, and then Saturday is $1 hardcovers, 50-cent paperbacks, which is usually when I go, but that happened to be the same day as ALA, so ALA took precedent. And Sunday is basically when they're trying to clear out everything from the sale, so you buy books by the yard. It is $5 for a yard of books. So that was the day that I was available to go to it. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, considering that I just came home with like 60-ish books from ALA that I already don't have room for, but I can't resist a sale where they sell books by like a measurement. There were people there with shopping carts, there were people there with wagons, as in they kicked their kid out of a radio flyer wagon so that they could haul their books around, and I was like, I have found my people. So I went with this bag. This is like one of my favorite bags to tote books around in because it's large, it's square, it fits a lot of books, and I filled it. So technically I didn't even make a yard. Like when you go up to pay, they have like a yard taped out on the counter and you just start lining books up and you pay $5 every time you fill the lineup. I didn't fill it up. I did really well. Most of the sci-fi and fantasy was already pretty picked through, but as you can see, there were still books aplenty. It takes place at like a sports complex in like the ice rink, like they cover the floors of the ice rink and stuff and just set up tables, and it is large and in charge, and there was romance aplenty. Now, let me tell you, romance readers, they're intense. Like, they all have lists. They have lists and lists of books that they're going through, and they mean freaking business. Like, you better get out of their way while they're browsing through the mass market paperbacks because they are on a mission. They got wagons, they got shopping carts. Watch out for romance readers. So, little old me, who is like a new romance reader, was like, oh, can I just, no, okay, it's fine, it's fine. So this is what I got, also because I'm not as into romance as a lot of these readers were, so I was not like picking through the Nora Roberts and the Danielle Steele and like the Fern Michaels and stuff like they were, but I got some stuff. I got a variety of genres, so let's just start going through. So I got Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. I was very excited to find this there, and this is like the hardcover, like Barnes & Noble. I mean, it's a little tattered, but it's fine. I'm gonna start stacking them just because I have a lot, so stacks seem better than filling it this way. I don't know. Also picked up a copy of The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. Strictly cover buy because it looked really cool under the dust jacket, and this is in like perfect condition. Don't know what this is about, but it's blurbed by Sarah Gruen, who wrote Water for Elephants, and I was like, sold, that's fine. Let's see, first sentence. The narrator of The Gargoyle is a very contemporary cynic, physically beautiful and sexually adept, who dwells in the moral vacuum that is modern life. Alright, cool. I needed to fill up a yard of books, so things were just going in the bag left and right. I picked up this little sad copy of On Dublin Street by Samantha Young. I read this a long time ago, but I also read this prior to me really delving into the romance genre. I thought it was okay. Like, it's a very short, sexy little book, but I didn't think it was like anything spectacular. But Samantha Young is signing out of Polycon, so I was like, I'll get a copy because this is practically free at this point, so that went in the bag. Surprise. I picked up a Kristen Feehan book, Conspiracy Game. If you want to live, start running. So it sounds like a survival thing, but Kristen Feehan is like good at the sexy time books. She is one of those authors who has like bajillions of books out, so I was just like, okay, why not? We'll start a mass market pile right there. I picked up a copy of Avenge Me by Maisie Yates. I've seen this name floating around and it looked, I mean, there's a man in the suit on the cover, so I'm assuming this is like a businessman romance. It went in the bag. Oh, I forgot I got this. I got a copy of The Daily Coyote. This is by Shreve Stockton. This is a book that you kind of constantly see in like vets' offices, things like that. It's a story of a photographer and writer who went to Wyoming. Yeah, a story of love, survival, and trust in the wilds of Wyoming. I believe that they end up just going like out into the wilderness, and there's a coyote that visits their campsite daily, and it's just kind of like a philosophical book about like things about life and how they use the symbolism of this coyote returning to them. The book is pretty cute. It has pictures of this coyote consistently throughout the entire book, and I was like, if nothing else, I want a book with pictures of an adorable coyote baby. So I got this. I have a Rayanne Thane book, Cold Creek Secret, because I don't know. I read one of her Christmassy books this past year and I actually really liked it. I actually like her writing. It was pretty substantial for being one of the like big names in the romance world that I have been like scared to delve into. So this one, I kind of go for like small town or farm oriented romances. That's like my go-to genre. As long as it's not too stiflingly cowboyish. I like the like farm setting or like the mountainous range setting or the Wild West setting, but not like rodeo cowboyish. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. I don't know. This seemed like that, so it went in the bag. Oh, I did find a copy of this. I was very excited. I found a copy of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. That's a mouthful and a half. By Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrows. This is a new... Did it turn into a movie on Netflix? It was a thing. A lot of people were watching it and talking about it, and I was like, I want to read the book first. And this happened to be there, and I was like, cool, into the bag it goes. I got a copy of Rain Song by Alice J. Weisler. This one was a cover impulse pickup because it looked really cool, and then this actually sounds really good. So basically follows a woman who has like kind of a dark past relating to Japan and her life in Japan, but she settles down in a little quaint town in North Carolina, and is living her best life there, but she ends up meeting a person who I believe she kind of starts to form an online relationship with who lives in Japan, so it's about to like face her fears. It sounded cool. I don't know. It was cheap. Okay, that's the excuse for like all of these books. I was like, I might as well fill up the bag because I am paying $5 regardless. I picked up The Orchard by Teresa Weir. Because like I said, I enjoy a lovely small town farm family setting. So one specifically set at orchards remind me of the True North series by Serena Bowen. So I just picked this up. It's blurred by Nicholas Sparks. So I'm sure it's going to be like a sappy, adorable love story. I'm down with it. It sounded good. I picked up A Hard Man to Love by Kathleen Lawless. Oh, wait, I might have gotten a book by her recently. I know I said I was going to avoid like the cowboy romances, but I ended up getting some. But oh my god, the taglines for this, sometimes harder is better. Okay. And then the little blurb is, the sex is riveting. So I bought it. Why did I get that? Good lord. I got The Marriage Bargain by Jennifer Probst because this is like, I feel like one of those books that shows up on lists of like contemporary romances that like you should have read, like the well-beloved ones. I feel like this is one of them, if nothing else the author is. So I got it just to give it a shot. I picked up a random book that I feel like only I will really appreciate, but it's called All My Patients Have Tales, Favorite Stories from a Vet's Practice by Jeff Wells, DVM. So this is literally just kind of a little quirky memoir of a vet, which I will fully appreciate and adore because that's the field that I work in, and I love me a good vet funny story because many happen. Many happen every day at a vet's office, let me tell you. So that sounded fun. I was like, sure, why not? I picked up If There Be Thorns by V.C. Andrews because, I don't know, the Flowers in the Attic books have been intriguing me for years. I've had them on my shelves for a really long time, but I just for some reason have always put off reading them. I have a feeling I'll really like them because I know they're very, very dark. And for some reason, something about them is calling to me, so why not add another to the shelf to just like yell at me for the next couple of years? So that happened. I said I didn't get cowboy books. I got cowboy books. I got A Tough Luck Cowboy by AJ Pine. I mainly got this because AJ Pine will be signing at a Polycon, so I'm trying to go through and just kind of read something by as many authors that I can that are going to be there just to find out if I want to start getting their books to bring with me to get signed. So this happened. It's a cowboy romance. I don't know. It's a thing. I picked up Whiskey Sharp Jagged. I think Whiskey Sharp is the series name by Lauren Dane. This is another household name that I see a lot. She writes a lot of romance, and this one seemed a little bit more modern, contemporary than a lot of the ones that I was seeing on the tables. So I don't know. Ooh, she's a tattoo artist. Ooh, I did good. Good job, me. I love me a good tattoo story. Oh yeah, going back to V.C. Andrews, I also got Seas of Yesterday. So I'll have another one of these just sitting on the shelf, just begging to be read at some point. when I want to, I will have all of them at that point, so that'll be nice, right? And I'm pretty sure I have like the other covers in this version, so that worked out well. I got a copy of Thrill Me by Susan Mallory. I don't even know if this is the first one. There are other Fool's Gold titles called Hold Me and Kiss Me, but I'm assuming these are all kind of companion romances. It looked like a cute little contemporary romance, so I picked it up. I did pick up a Nora Roberts book. This is the only one. Nora Roberts is so intimidating to me because she is like the James Patterson of the romance world. Like there's like thousands of titles by Nora Roberts and like I don't know where to start. I have a few series by her set aside that I think are like going to be my type of Nora Roberts genre because she's like her own entity in the book world. So I picked up Irish Dreams. This one has both Irish Rebel and Sullivan's Women in it. Like you guys know, I love things that are Irish, set in Ireland, anything doing with the Irish folk, so this one sounded good, so I was like, okay, sure, why not? And I like very cautiously reached into like the Nora Roberts area while all of the other like old lady romance readers were like throwing bows and like scrambling to get all of the Nora Roberts books. I was like, can I just, thank you, okay, bye. And I got this. It was dramatic. Ooh, I was actually really excited about this. So you guys know that I just read Anne of Green Gables this past month and I adored the heck out of it. They had books 2 and 3 sitting on the table, like right next to each other. So I got Anne of Avonlea and I got Anne of the Island, both by obviously L.M. Montgomery. So I was actually really excited to find books 2 and 3, considering that I just read book 1. So, and I know there's like a lot of books in this ongoing series. And I also got Rilla of the Ingleside. This is book 8. I got 2, 3, and 8. But I mean, like I said, all of these collectively were still under $5. So it was fine. And then the last book is another Rayanne Thane one. This is A Cold Creek Christmas Story and Christmas in Cold Creek. Oh my god. 2 great books in one. So this is actually in the same world as the previous one that I got, but a Christmas special. There were so many Christmas romances and I had a really hard time just walking by them. For some reason, Christmas romances, like I just want them so that I can stockpile them for all of the month of December to just like binge read all of the cozy Christmas romances. But I did good. That's the only one that I got that was actually a Christmas one because it felt weird buying Christmas books in June, but I did it regardless. So that's my book haul. I did very well considering people were legitimately shopping for mass markets with shopping carts. And I was like, I like your style. But I resisted and I only brought in a tote bag and it was fine. My body hated me because I spent the day prior toting a whole bunch of books around in a tote bag at ALA. Then I came home, slept, and went back to a book sale to tote around more books. My shoulders are still sore. It's still an issue. But that is everything that I got at my book sale. It was all over the place. A lot of romance, a lot of miscellaneous genres, but I feel like it was fairly successful considering that it was the last day of the sale. Everything had already been picked over, so I still feel like I got some solid books in here. And again, $5 for a yard of books. Yeah, I know. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.